Om Shanti. Good morning. 早上好. Today is 20th October 23. Baba says, sweet children, forget everything, including your bodies, and remember the one Father. Forget everything, including your bodies, and remember the one Father, for only then will you be called real children. Your intellects should now be removed from this old world. Your intellects now should be removed from this old world. Question: in which children's intellects will the knowledge easily sit? In which children's intellect will the knowledge easily sit? What is required for that intellect? Answer is, all the knowledge easily sits in the intellects of poor children who have destroyed their attachment and whose intellects are broad and unlimited. So this is the key, because this intellect has to be very pure so that that knowledge can, because Baba's knowledge, this spiritual knowledge, is very pure knowledge. And for that, my intellect has to be very clean, very pure. And that is possible by the method Baba is teaching us. So let us see. Baba says, all the knowledge easily sits in the intellects of poor children who have destroyed their attachment and whose intellects are broad and unlimited. What is the meaning of poor? Baba is defining. Who have destroyed their attachments. Means nothing belongs to me. So you have to become poor. Nothing belongs to me. So those who think this is my wealth or this is my husband, attachment to the wealth, objects or people, anything. So those who think this is my wealth or this is my husband cannot imbibe knowledge and they cannot claim a high status. Those who remember Lokik relationships, even after belonging to the Father, means that their engagement is not firm. They are not yet engaged completely to Baba, not that firm. It's like, they are called stepchildren. Which children we are, we have to see. We have to decide for ourselves. What kind of a child am I? Song. To live in your lane and to die in your lane. जीना तेरी गली में, मरना तेरी गली में.
तेरी गली में, मरना
तू देखे या ना देखे, तू जाने या ना जाने, पूरा करेंगे हम तो वादा तेरी गली. I'm completing the song, you stopped in between. So to live in your lane and to die in your lane. Om Shanti. You sweetest children would have understood the meaning of the song by yourselves. You now have to belong to the Father while alive. And you also have to forget and leave the old world, which is called the extreme depths of hell. You have to forget the extreme depths of hell and remember heaven. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember your Father. The old world has to be removed from your intellects. Effort is needed for this. It is a bondage of karma of birth after birth. It is not a karmic bondage of just one birth, but of birth after birth. So many sins have been committed with so many people. The consequences of all of them have to be experienced by taking birth. Right? So when the soul comes, Baba is telling the philosophy of rebirth, reincarnation. Because when I commit different kind of, Baba says so many sins have been committed. So of course I have to bear the consequences of that. And if something is unfinished in one life, then to finish that, I have to take a new birth. That is why Baba says souls are taking birth after birth. Therefore, this world of karmic bondage has to be forgotten. Only then we are able to release ourselves from the bondages, because now, before we have created many bondages, many karmic accounts, but now no more. We just settle the previous accounts. This is a dirty world and impure body. Do you feel that? Or you feel no, world is getting better and better, it is becoming more beautiful? When you see some nice, beautiful buildings and some other nice places, you go to travel, you feel this is so beautiful. Or do you remember that this is old world? This all is going to finish. So Baba says, remove your attachment from it. This body is also impure. The poor are easily able to remove their attachment, but the wealthy have difficulty in doing this. They think that they are sitting happily in heaven and that the poor are unhappy. In fact, the whole of Bharat is poor, but in that too, those who are poor take this knowledge quickly. The Father comes here and just comes here just for them. Baba says Baba comes for the poor. Because those who are very wealthy, they feel that we are already in heaven. They don't need to make effort to go to heaven, because they feel like that. They have all the facilities, they have everything what they require, a lot of money. And because of money, then they get a lot of respect, a lot of good connections because of that. You know, this world is like this. So Baba says, the Father comes here just for them, just for the poor. The poor receive a bigger inheritance. So if you look at all the centers, in all the centers, you see all the children. Wealthy ones are hardly able to stay. They might come for a while and then, but very hard for them to become a regular student. So Baba says, hardly able to stay. The women that come too are from poor homes. Those who come to Baba, mostly from poor homes. Wealthy ones receive happiness from their husbands, and this is why their intellect's yoga is not removed from them. It is generally the poor who take knowledge. The father, whom everyone remembers, is the Lord of the poor, Garib Nivas. However, according to the drama, devotees don't know God. You see, they are into so much of devotion, bhakti. Baba says they don't know God. They are although remembering God, but God is the protector of the devotees. The one Father, the bestower of salvation, is the one who gives you the fruit of your devotion. It is the fruit of devotion when we get to know who is God. Because before that we don't know. We are just worshipping. We are calling out, but we don't know who is He. So as a result of that bhakti, that devotion, Baba comes, gives us the fruit of devotion. He gives us the knowledge. You children are now listening to things of knowledge from the Father. This knowledge sits in the intellects of the children who have broad and unlimited intellects and who have destroyed their attachment. Those whose intellects think, this is my husband or this is my wealth, they cannot claim a high status. Baba says you have to remove all the attachments from everything of this old world. Those who give the introduction of the Creator and the creation, they claim a high status. So you give that introduction to others also, because when I connect with Baba, I also will have mercy for others, that they also should get to know Baba. They should understand and get their inheritance also. How can you receive the inheritance without knowing the Father? Right? There cannot be any benefit by simply calling the bridegroom the bridegroom. How can you become engaged to the bridegroom without knowing him? So it's not only about the words like we listen and we repeat. We have to understand that connection. And for that, you need to know him properly. And Baba often says there are very few of the few who actually understand who I am, what I am. When a Kumari is to become engaged, they show her his picture. Right? In old times it was like that. They only see the picture. He is the son of so and so, and this is his occupation. They give the introduction of the boy to that girl and tell that this is the one you're going to get engaged. Previously, they didn't even show them pictures. If go even in the past, in the traditional times, Baba says they didn't even show them pictures, but would just get them engaged. Nonetheless, they would still tell her what his occupation was. They will not show the picture, the face, because that time they feel that face is not important, right? So they will just see the family, they just see the occupation and tell the girl this is what his occupation is. So here, why Baba is giving this reference? Because we are getting engaged with Baba now. So Baba says, this is the most beautiful bridegroom, the ever pure one. So Baba says here, some children don't know their father or their bridegroom. So how can they become engaged? Right? How can we feel that connection, that relation, if we don't understand Baba? It is number wise. Some people's engagement is not fixed. They don't remember the parlokik bridegroom. So Baba says that's not a firm kind of engagement because they don't know. They continue to remember their lokik bridegrooms and lokik relationships. And so that means the engagement is not firm. So they're still into those relations, Lokik relations. They are called stepchildren. They are also children, but Baba says they are stepchildren. Firm ones are called real children. Now, which one we are? Real children or stepchildren? All of us are real children, right? No stepchildren here. Baba says there are very few real children. Baba says something else. So we need to check ourselves. Baba says there are very few real children. So many came to the bhatti. Bhatti means in the beginning when Baba made this bhatti, there are about 400 brothers and sisters who came. That bhatti was formed when in Sakar Baba brought everyone together. Baba says, but so many of them were weak. Out of those 400, how many remained? You know that? Only about 80. Those who got the sustenance in Sakar. Because Baba says, if they don't know, then they cannot have that connection. They did not even recognize their bridegroom. Some, they just see Brahma Baba, have love for Brahma Baba and get the sustenance. They feel good because the atmosphere is good. But we also need to realize whose system is this, that connection. Otherwise, for anything, there will be a doubt. Because if you are seeing the human beings, then you feel this is not right, that why like this, then things will come. Because you are not looking at the Father, you're not looking at Baba doing all this. So there were very few Babases. Many were very weak. They did not even recognize their bridegroom. So today Baba is my bridegroom and I, the soul, is the bride. Remember this relationship today because we have to experience all kinds of relations with Baba. So Baba says, just as mercury cannot stay on the palm of your hand, so remembrance too is just as difficult. Baba is saying the truth. We sit, even when we sit, forget about walking around and doing things and all that. But even when we sit just for remembrance, are we able to only focus on Baba all the time, or something else comes in my mind? To be honest, Baba says, remembrance too is just as difficult. You repeatedly forget Baba. Even those who have been around for 25 to 30 years are unable to remember him fully. So it's not a matter of time. It's about how much effort you made. You know that the Parlokik bridegroom is going to make you into emperors and empresses in heaven for 21 births. We even know that what benefit we are going to achieve, we are going to receive from this. Still, sometimes forget. He is the one who knows the beginning, the middle, and the end of the old world. He explains so much to the brides, and yet it still doesn't sit in their intellects. What kind of brides? Baba says their intellects continue to wander in the bondages of the old world, remembering the people, remembering the relations of the old world. They don't understand that they are in bondage. There has to be a relationship with the one. All the rest are bondages. It has been explained to you, children. Have all your relationships with the one. He is the one who gives you the teachings of the beginning, the middle, and end of the world. You know that there are activities of this knowledge for half a cycle, and that there are activities of devotion for half a cycle. So half it is divided. Half is knowledge, half cycle is devotion. But knowledge is only in confluence age. Rest is activities of knowledge, because the sanskars of knowledge we imbibe and carry with us to the next life for next 2 ages. whatever role we play, that will be influenced by the sanskar of knowledge. And after that, devotion begins. You receive the inheritance for 21 births through the activities of this knowledge. That's why it's called half a cycle is knowledge. There you are Satopradhan, 100% pure. Then from Satopradhan, you come down to the stage of Sato, and then you have to fall down to the Rajo stage. From Satopradhan Sato, then Rajo. Baba is calling that falling down to Rajo. When the Sato stage comes to an end, the activities of knowledge end. Because Sato Pradhan is golden age, then Sato is silver age. And after that, activities of knowledge come to an end. Devotion begins with the copper age. That devotion is first Sato Pradhan. So now we reverse the, that sickness of the soul, that disease of the soul. It is being reversed. So when Baba comes, we have become Tamo Pradhan. So now Baba says it's your ascending stage. So then I have to check. In some of the Murlis, Baba has mentioned that you should check where have I reached from Tamo Pradhan to Tamo Rajo. Baba says many have reached Rajo, but not yet many in Sato and Sato Pradhan. So where do I stand right now? I have to check. So how we fell down, it took us 5,000 years. But for rising once again, it's only one birth, very short time. We can't take long time. So Baba says then devotion also goes through the stages of Sato, Rajo, Tamo. Anything that begins, in the beginning is pure. It's Sato, then Rajo and Tamo. Because devotion becomes adulterated. It continues to become degraded. It is very easy to know this and to explain it to anyone. Very easy to speak the knowledge, that how downfall comes, how cycle turns, very easy. You can just remember it. Once you listen, you remember it, you can share it with others. You children have to break off all your relationships with the extreme depths of hell. First thing I should realize, I should really feel this is hell. This old world. Do I really feel that? If I don't feel it, I cannot break off. So, and have all relationships with the one. With others, we are just playing roles. Okay, I play my role best, but my relationship is truly only with one. Practice having all relationships with the one Father. When Baba is saying practice having all relationships with the one, means it needs practice. It doesn't happen only by saying, Baba, you are my mother, father, teacher, Satguru, everything. It doesn't happen like that. Baba says practice. Means in your life, in your day-to-day life, you need to experience that in everything. Something happens, where does my first phone call goes? I have to check. I remember a human being or Baba. Anything where I feel happy, very excited, or something sorrowful, painful, in any situation. Where does my first call goes? That is the checking. Or even if I don't call, but I remember that person that I need to tell him this. So Baba says practice. Practice having all relationships with the one Father. Only by remembering the Father will your sins will be absolved. The poor make very good effort. So it is the poor who have greatness. The Father too surrenders himself to the poor. At the beginning, there were so many gopes, brothers, and mothers. So many have now finished, and only few remain. In the beginning, many came. Then Baba says, so many finished by Maya. taken away. Only a few mothers remain. Yes, some of the women from wealthy homes are also still there. Baba is, in general, Baba said that only the poor ones will come to Baba. But you see, Dadis, they were from very wealthy families. Dadi Prakashmani, Gulzar Dadi, they were from very wealthy families. So Baba says, some of the women from wealthy homes are also still here. There was Queen Mother and Devi, etc. You now have to explain the main thing. What is the introduction of God, whom everyone remembers? If you don't know the Purifier Father who teaches you Raj Yoga and changes you from an ordinary human into Narayan, you will continue to commit sin and will continue to insult the Father. Many conferences take place. Very clever people are needed to explain there. It should be explained. You understand the praise of the Vedas, but there is no benefit experienced from those. Benefit is only received from the one Father whom we know, but you don't. So we have to give them the introduction. Come and we will explain to you. So first we tell them that what we know, ask them the questions and make them realize that they don't know their Father. And then you give them this answer that, okay, you come, we will explain. How can you receive the inheritance without knowing the Father? The Father's inheritance is liberation and liberation in life. So what do we get from Baba? It's liberation and liberation in life. Liberation and salvation. It is only the Father who tells you about these things. You children should remember that there is no benefit in anything else. You have to know the Father and the beginning, the middle, and end of the creation. In this too, for half a cycle, there are activities of devotion, and for half the cycle, there is salvation, the activities of this knowledge. When activities of knowledge, then it is salvation. Then we are free, there is no bondage. Although they hold conferences, they themselves are confused. They hold religious conferences, but they themselves don't know about anything. They don't understand anything at all. You have to give everyone the Father's introduction. When many have received the introduction, it will be said, it is a wonder. You tell us the secrets of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world, together with pictures. Baba always used to, when in Sakar, Baba was letting the children to create those pictures. Baba always used to say at that time, we hear from Dadis that Baba used to say that these, your pictures will go to the foreign lands, it will go abroad and serve many. So Baba is also saying, when people will see that through pictures you are explaining, they will feel wonder. You mothers should have a lot of intoxication. Men are ready to help. The Father gives directions, but it is the Kumaris and mothers who have to do it. So Baba has given the leading role to the females, Kumaris and the mothers. Nowadays, there is greater praise for Kumaris and mothers. After Baba's coming in the whole world, then females are doing great things. Actually, it's only in the past some years since Baba came. After that only, all this has changed in the whole world. Women become governors and prime ministers too. President also now. So on the one side are those women, and on the other side are you mothers, the mothers of the Pandavas. They have greater enthusiasm because it is their kingdom. You don't even have 3 feet of land. The Father explains many secrets to you children. You are now receiving the inheritance of heaven. The bridegroom is decorating you and making you into empresses. Because bridegroom is very beautiful. You know, Baba is so pure, so beautiful. And the brides, what is the situation of brides? Baba says, when I come, I see the brides are so ugly. So I have to decorate you. I have to purify you, clean you. Otherwise it's a mismatch. It doesn't look good. So Baba says, when I have to take you back, before that, I have to decorate you. Not to connect your intellects in yoga to such a bridegroom is such a big mistake. Such a lovely bridegroom. And even if we were so ugly, he adopted us, he accepted us, and he himself is making effort on us to purify us. Still, we don't remember him. Baba says, it's a very big mistake. He explains to you children a great deal. You simply have to tell them the contrast between these knowledge and devotion. It is in Bharat that they sing, everyone remembers God at the time of sorrow and no one remembers him in happiness. Dukh mein simran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Can I see your happy faces, those who are online? Are we happy listening to Baba's Murli? So Baba says, why would anyone remember him at the time of happiness? Now, Baba also understands that it's okay that when you are happy, because I have sent you into the happy world, in the new world of golden age, after making so much effort, then you just enjoy that. That time you don't remember me, and I understand that why would you remember me when you're happy? That new world is now being established. However, you should also claim your full inheritance of happiness. The mother and father know. The mother and father know to what extent each one is worthy. When death comes closer, you will be told you haven't made full effort. That time, it will be shown to you. You haven't made full effort, and this is why this has become your state. You will also be told which type of subjects, maids, or servants you will become. Very clear vision of the future. What you are going to become in future, you will be told everything. First, it will be shown that what you have done. Sometimes we feel that nobody is watching us. Baba is watching and recording. Drama is recording it. And that will be shown. Acha, some children think today I read the Murli very well. However, that was not so. That was Shiv Baba who came and helped you. So if I have that arrogance that I read Murli very well, Baba is telling me, it's not you. It's Baba who came and helped you. You must not have arrogance about yourself. Just like Baba is helping us by releasing us from that arrogance so that the soul can become pure. Because this arrogance is very deep. Body consciousness, ego is so deep for many, many births. You must not have arrogance about yourself. The Father teaches you and you then relate that to others. If it were not for the Father, how could it have been your Murli? It's not your Murli, it is Baba's Murli. The children of the Murlidhar should become Murlidhars. Otherwise, you won't be able to claim a high status. We should be able to relate Murli to others. So that is required. But always remember, it's not my Murli. And even those listening also sometimes say, Didi, I listen to your Murli. Where is my Murli? This is Baba's Murli. So all the knowledge, we didn't have any drop of knowledge also out of this ocean before Baba came. So Baba says the children of the Murlidhar should become Murlidhars. Otherwise, you won't be able to claim a high status. However, there may be some benefit. When a center is opened, many blessings are received. And those who become instrumental in opening the center in any way. So many blessings are received from the souls who will come and take benefit from that place. You have studied for so long, and so you should open a center by yourself and start doing service there. By yourself means you open center anywhere. Yesterday only I was sharing, like somebody has the thought of opening centers, and they come and talk to the instruments and they say that I have the wish that in that area there is no center, there should be a center, and then it will be decided who will be the teacher. Maybe if that person is capable, will be asked to, okay, you start, then seniors will come, do the opening, do everything, give the inspirations, and then the center is started. You take the blessings, no? This is a system, take the blessings, not by yourself. So Baba says, when you yourself are studying, Baba's meaning is that yourself are studying. If you're studying well, then you will have this thought of serving others. So when you yourself are studying, can you not teach others? People ask for Brahma Kumaris, and so Baba understands that they don't have that much knowledge themselves. Different situations. Some people say that we open a center here, please send a teacher. Sometimes teacher is not available. So many services are there, so many places. So Baba says, cannot you teach? You are studying every day. So Baba is inspiring that person that you should also. So what do they come and do here? If they don't understand the knowledge, they cannot teach others. Baba says, what do they come and do here? Baba explained, the clouds should come, be refreshed, and then go and shower. Like we go to Madhuban, we listen from Baba, like Baba says that clouds, they come, they are like clouds. We get refreshed, we fill ourselves with water from the ocean, and then go out there and shower. How else would you claim a status? Of course, we love to stay in Madhuban. Everyone loves to stay in Madhuban, but all of us are sent out. Go and serve, go and shower on others. Give them Baba's knowledge. Or whatever different kind of situations, circumstances, challenges, many things. If there is a choice, of course, we would like to stay in Madhuban with Baba. But Baba says, no. If you are studying, then it's your duty to go to serve. Otherwise, how else would you claim a status? You say Mama and Baba. You call Mama and Baba, and you should definitely claim a throne. None of you should have none of you should have any arrogance of having given something to Baba. Not even casually coming out from my lips that I did this for Baba. I did this for Baba. Does it suit to say that? None of you should have any arrogance of having given something to Baba. You don't give anything. Actually, we are only receiving. We give one and we get multi-million folds. So am I giving or receiving? Baba will then be liberated from giving you shells, let alone diamonds. If you have this arrogance, then we don't get anything then. Baba says, Baba then will be liberated from giving you shells. Forget about diamonds. Not even shells you will get if you have the arrogance. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning. From the mother, the father, Bap Dada, the spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को
रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को प्यार
morning
और नमस्ते शुक्रिया बाबा
शुक्रिया
essence for dharana. First, have all your relationships with the One and remove your intellect's yoga from the innumerable bondages. Have a firm engagement with the One alone. Done? Have a firm engagement with the One. Don't allow your intellect's yoga to wander. How do you say engagement? Ting huan, ting huan. Don't allow your intellect's yoga to wander. Second, become a Murlidhar like the father. Murlidhar, the one who relates the Murli to others. Because we listen from Baba and then we speak. What is our language? Brahmin language is Murli language. We don't have other languages. We don't use other words, casual. So don't have any arrogance of having read a Murli very well. You have to become Murlidhar also. You have to read the Murli and then don't have arrogance that I read the Murli very well. So such a balance Baba is teaching. Be like a cloud and fill yourself and go shower everywhere. You have studied and so you should establish a center. This is Baba's thought. You have studied, now establish a center. Thought comes, you can talk to your instrument that I have this thought or I have the resource. Somebody has a house, somebody has money, they can contribute in that way. So I have this thought. So opening a new center in new area or the center which is running, supporting that center is also equal to that kind of contribution, because you might not be alone capable that much that you can open a new center. You might not have that much resources, but you can contribute a part in that. That is also similar. Blessing. May you be a special soul and save yourself from committing the sin of jealousy by keeping the Father in front of you. May you be a special soul and save yourself from committing the sin of jealousy. Sin of jealousy. Jealousy is a sin, by keeping the Father in front of you. Because of equality in Brahman souls, jealousy arises. And because of jealousy, there is a clash of sanskars. Equality, you feel, why she is doing this, I cannot do this. Why they allow her, why they don't allow me. Things, many things. Why she gets a chance, I don't get a chance. Her name was spoken, my name is not spoken. Many things. So Baba says jealousy arises. There is clash of sanskars. However, in this, because these things are very subtle, even if the person doesn't speak this, but if there is a thought, only you yourself can check if you have this thought. This is a big barrier. Baba is saying sin. However, in this, if someone equal to you has become an instrument for a special task, she was given a chance. Of course, Baba must have seen something special in that soul. That's why she was made into the instrument for a special task. Then what should you think? Baba is telling, especially think who it is who has made him an instrument. Right? Bring the Father in front of you, and then Maya in the form of jealousy will run away. If you don't like something about someone, then hand it over to the one above with good wishes, not with jealousy. Okay, you feel like this was not right, something which is not according to Yagya system or something you see. Not out of jealousy, but with good wishes, you tell the seniors, tell the one above, telling, not keeping that jealousy inside. So Baba says, tell with good wishes, telling also with good wishes. Very subtle. Inside sometimes that intention is that I will tell them. It's like a complaint or it's with that negative feeling. So letting them down, Not with that. No, this is not with jealousy. Have a race among yourself, but do not compete with others. And you will become a special soul. Then you become only by winning over this jealousy, you become a special soul. No jealousy from anyone. Slogan, make the Father your companion and continue to watch the games of Maya as a detached observer. Companion means Sathi, and detached observer is Sakshi. So when I become Sathi, companion with Baba, then I become Sakshi, detached observer. So now there is Mama's Murli today. This is Baba's Murli. Now we listen to Mama's Murli. Sweet, elevated versions of Mateshwari. Topic is, what is my real aim? So Mama is telling us, what is my real aim? First of all, it is necessary to know what one's real aim is. That too has to be imbibed by the intellect very well, for only then will you be able to stabilize yourself fully in that aim. My real aim is, I, a soul, am a child of the Supreme Soul. Originally, I was karmatit, and then by forgetting myself, I came into the bondage of karma. Now, by remembering that one again and staying connected in yoga to God, I'm having the sins that I have committed absolved. So my aim is, I, a soul, am a child of God. However, if someone considers himself to be a deity and remains stable in that stage, he would not be able to receive God's power, nor would his sins be absolved. You have to become a soul. If you just remember I'm a deity, in that deity form, your sins are not absolved. Your sins are absolved in soul consciousness. I'm a soul, and I have throughout the cycle what I have done. Then I remember that I'm the same soul who has committed many, many kinds of sins, and now I have to absolve my sins through that connection. That's my aim. So Baba says, we now have this full knowledge. I, a soul, a child of God, will become karmatit and claim the deity status of being liberated in life in the future. I will become deity after I absolve all my sins. I become karmatit. By keeping this aim, you receive power. People desire happiness, peace, and purity, but that will only be attained when they have full yoga. The deity status is our future reward. Our efforts are separate from our reward. This aim is also separate. I must not have the aim that I, a pure soul, will ultimately become God. You can't say I will become God. No. However, I have to have yoga with God and become a pure soul. I cannot become God. I can become a pure soul. It isn't that a soul will become the supreme soul. Cannot. Now there is another point. This imperishable knowledge has been given many names. So Mama is telling, this imperishable godly knowledge has been given many names. Some call this knowledge nectar, and others call this knowledge ointment. Guru Nanak said, when the Guru gives the ointment of knowledge, Gyan Anjan. Some have called this knowledge the rain of knowledge, because it is with this knowledge that the whole world becomes green and fresh again. All the Tamopradhan human beings become Satoguni, and the darkness is dispelled with the ointment of knowledge. Gyan Anjan Satguru Diya, Agyan Andher Vinash. So when this Gyan Anjan, it's also called that kajal. How do you say in English that? Ointment. English Murli says it. It is to be put in the eyes, and to Baba says, because you were in the darkness of knowledge, after getting this ointment, then you can see everything clearly through the knowledge. So this is like that ointment. This same knowledge is also called nectar, through which people are burning in the fire. People who are burning in the fire of five vices are cooled down. That's why it is nectar. Look, in the Gita, God very clearly says, there are those who are lustful and those who have anger, kameshu, krodheshu. In that too, first and foremost is lust, which is the main seed of the five vices. When the seed is there, the tree of anger, greed, attachment, and ego grows from it, and people's intellect become corrupt from that. Now, this knowledge is being inculcated into those intellects. When knowledge has been totally inculcated into an intellect, the seed of the vices is then finished. Because what is vice? People sometimes ask the question, from where the vices come when we were so pure? Vices is like darkness. Darkness is absence of light. So vices is actually absence of knowledge about the self. When we forget ourselves, it takes the form of vices. We forget love, it becomes lust. We become body consciousness. From soul conscious, we become body conscious. Love in soul conscious was very pure. In body conscious, it becomes lust. There was a sense of fulfillment. Soul was very full inside. In body consciousness, we start comparing with others. There is greed. Then we want this, I want that. Why she has, I don't have, I want that also. So all these things happen. Baba says, that's why when the knowledge has been totally inculcated into an intellect, the seed of the vices is then finished. People simply ask you to maintain your code of conduct. However, what was the original code of conduct? Here, people's code of conduct is different. They say in the family, you should be like that, a female should be like this, child should be like this. They create their own codes of conduct in Kali Yuga. Yeah, you should listen to your parents even if they are wrong. So there were pure codes of conduct, maryadas of the golden age. So Baba is now giving us new codes of conduct once again. So in the whole system of Gyan, maryada, code of conduct is very important. It's not only about listening and speaking Gyan, doing yoga, that is also subject, but maryadas. Very clear maryadas are written, what you should do, what you should not. Where is the line? Where is the boundary? So within that boundary, within the boundary of maryadas, when I do everything within the system, then you get the blessings. Because now what is being created? A new culture Baba is creating. So in this new culture, culture includes everything, no? You can't be casual. You can't be casual while creating a new culture. So Baba says there is such a vast difference. Theirs were golden aged and silver aged codes of conduct of the deities who used to remain viceless while living in their households. Baba created the examples in front of us in the form of dadis. Baba created those examples of maryadas for everything. Even eating, sleeping, how they are sitting and eating. You will never see dadi sitting anywhere and eating. There is a place and a way. For everything, there is a maryada, there is a system. So Baba says, now where is that real code of conduct today? Now people talk about, Kalyugi maryadas. Kalyugi maryadas are for their own benefits, because they have changed the meanings. They have their own motives behind, selfish motives behind. So they create those disciplines and maryadas. That's different. Babas, that's why it needs sometimes effort for Baba also to change that. Nowadays, they observe wrong, vicious codes of conduct. Even many so negative things. You go to a company, like some people share that, you have to sit and drink with everyone if you are there in a business deal, right? This is their code of conduct that you have to, while signing the contract, they ask, can you do that? If you know, then you cannot get this job. So Baba says so many different things. Observe wrong, vicious codes of conduct. They simply teach one another to stay within their codes of conduct, but no one knows what is the first duty of human beings is. They tell you duties, as a female, this is your duty, this you should do. But that is created by the society later on. So Baba says they just simply spread the knowledge of staying within their codes of conduct. However, they don't even know what the first code of conduct of human beings is. The first code of conduct, underline, Mama is very clear about this. The first code of conduct of human beings is to remain viceless. That is my code of conduct. So within that code of conduct, I can agree to other things, but I cannot cross that line. If anyone were to be asked if he stays within this code of conduct, he would say, nowadays, I don't have the courage. I don't have the courage to remain viceless in this iron-aged world of today. Needs a lot of courage, actually. Simply to tell someone to stay within the codes of conduct and remain viceless will not make that one viceless, or not only by speaking. In order to become viceless, you first of all have to finish the seed of all the 5 vices with the sword of this knowledge, for only then will your sins be burnt away. Acha. Om Shanti. So this is Mama's Murli. We sit in yoga in Baba's remembrance and also send our Sakash to Nirmala Didi. She is still in ICU, still same. Yesterday didn't see any much improvement. Actually, I called there. I spoke to Dr. Pratap Bhai and also spoke to the Brahmini of Nirmala Didi, Sangeeta Ben. So it was still the same. So Jayanti Didi also replied. She said that just continue the Sakash.
अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो,